Hello everyone. Myself, Professor Ganesh Sri Gandhi, Assistant Professor at School of Mechanical Engineering, MIT World Peace University. In this video, we are going to see how to perform the experiment on two rotor system. There are two objectives of this experiment. One is to find the natural frequency of the system, and second is to locate the position of the node. Now we know that natural frequency is nothing but the frequency of free vibration is called as a natural frequency, and node is the point where amplitude of vibrations are zero. In case of two rotor system, it is a 2-degree freedom system. Although it has a 2-degree freedom system, it has one of the natural frequency 0, so therefore there is only one natural frequency. Such system is called as a semi-definite system. Now let us see what this experimental setup is. Now in this experimental setup, there are two rotors. This is rotor, you can call this as rotor B, this as rotor A. If you can see, the diameter of these rotors is different, means their mass moment of inertia is different. Now for this rotor A, I am attaching a cross arm. Now there is a cross arm here, so that I can put the masses over here. And now this is the shaft. Okay. Now this shaft diameter is 3 mm. Now the length of the shaft is measured from the chuck end, from this end to this end. Now this is what is the length of the shaft. Okay. Beyond this, that length is not important to us. We are holding this shaft from this end, so that length is important. So this total length is near about 900 mm, and here you can see there are pins. Now the purpose of this pin is to find the position of the node. Now at the node point, these pins will vibrate less. It will not totally damp out, but there is little bit of vibration at the node point. Okay, so experimentally we are going to locate the position of the node. Now for the first part of this experiment, there are total 3 readings. In the first reading, we are going to take only this cross arm, and in the second reading, we are going to put the mass of 350 gram, and for the third reading, we are going to put the another mass of 750 grams. Okay. So for the first reading, to find the natural frequency, I am going to vibrate this system. Now to vibrate this system, you have to rotate these two discs. Okay. So rotate disc A in this direction clockwise and rotate disc B in anti-clockwise direction. So like this. So that there will be a twist. So the vibrations created in this system are torsional vibrations. They are free torsional vibrations. Now you can see. Now the system is vibrating now. Okay. So for finding the natural frequency, you have to find out the time required for say 5 oscillations or 10 oscillations. Now to measure the oscillation, you have to see at this point. Now I am again going to excite this system. Now just see here. Yeah, like this. So note down the time required for 5 oscillations, say 10 oscillations, and that will going to give you the frequency. Now for finding the position of the node, we have to observe to these pins. Okay. Now there are 3 pins. You can see this is 1, 2, and 3. You carefully look at the pins. Now this pin number 1 is vibrating less as compared to these 2 pins. So just see here. So this is the position of the node, means here the amplitude of vibrations are 0. Theoretically at node point amplitude of vibrations are 0, and this distance we can measure from this disc A. So this distance I am calling as LA, and this distance is approximately near about 590 to 600 mm. This distance can be found analytically also. Okay, so we will find this distance analytically also, and experimentally we are verifying this. Now for the second reading, I am going to put this mass is of 350 gram. I am going to put this mass at this outer end. You can see this is the cross arm. Here one mass, here second mass, and again vibrate the system and find the frequency and locate the node. Now for the second reading, I put the two masses. Okay, so this is 350 gram mass at this outer radius, and this is another same mass of 350 gram at the outer radius. Okay, means what I am doing now, I am increasing the mass moment of inertia of this rotor A. Earlier there was no mass, now I put the mass. Now we will see what will happen because of this mass. Now as mass moment of inertia is increasing, okay, so your node point should get shifted towards this point. Now again these are the three pins. We will first see how to locate the node position, and again we will see how to find the natural frequency. Now you just observe at this pins. See, I am giving the twist. Now we can see this pin is vibrating less as compared to these two. Okay. We'll see again give the twist. Yes, now you can see this is vibrating less as compared to these two. So this distance is approximately I think near about 400 millimeters. So at this point node is located. Now earlier it was somewhere here at 600 millimeter. Okay. Now for finding the natural frequency, we have to find out the time required for say 5 oscillations. Now for that what we have to do, just see here, look at to this cross arms. I will oscillate this. You know that one oscillation means again coming back to its initial position. Now oscillate this. Right. So note down the time required for 5 oscillations or 10 oscillations. I think 10 oscillations are possible. So note down the time required for 10 oscillations. From that calculate the time period and get the frequency. So this is what is the second reading. Now for the third reading, I am increasing the masses. Okay, so I am going to put this mass of 750 gram at the same outer radius. Okay, at this radius I am going to put this masses, and again I am going to locate the node, and also I am going to find the natural frequency. Now we'll see how to take the third reading. Now for the third reading, I put the 750 gram mass at this end. Okay, now you can see it is at the same position, but mass is increased now. Okay, now this is the outer radius of the cross arm. Now we'll first see how to locate the node position. Now look at these three pins. Now this pin, if you observe, it is not vibrating that much as compared to these two. It means that this is the point where node is located. Now there will be some error in the position of the node theoretically and experimental value. So there is an error of 10 to 20%. Okay. So that much we can understand. Now I will show you again. You see here. These two are vibrating. Okay. Now this distance from this end to this end is approximately 300 millimeter. So this is how we locate the position of the node experimentally. Now for finding the frequency, we have to find the time required for n oscillations. Okay. So means let us assume that I want to find the time for 5 oscillations. I will show you one reading where I am going to find the time required for 5 oscillations. I will oscillate this first. Okay. In between, you can take any 5 oscillations. You look at this again. This is how I oscillated. Now start the upward. 5. Okay. So like this, you find the time required for 5 oscillations. Okay. So I will show you again. Vibrate this again. Okay. Now in between I will take 5 oscillations. so something around 3.21. So there will be error in measuring the time only. That is the only error for frequency. Okay. So maybe that's why your theoretical value and experimental value may not be matched exactly. Okay. So this is how we are performing the experiment on two-rotor system. Thank you.